Hello and welcome, my dear friend. You know, a perfect life isn't one where nothing goes wrong. It's not one without heartache, struggle, or uncertainty. No, the most beautiful life is the one where someone knows, deeply and without question, that struggle is part of it all. Especially when that life carries the weight of incredible growth. Especially when that soul is destined to leave a mark. And that's why the universe brought you here today, because there's something you need to be reminded of. Something so close to you, so natural to your way of being, that it's easy to forget. You are a role model. Not the kind that demands attention or shouts from a podium. No, your influence runs deeper. You live in a way that others quietly observe, watching how you move through storms without bitterness, how you hold compassion even in moments that would harden most hearts. You walk with truth in your chest and humility in your hands, and it leaves an imprint, whether you notice it or not. There's a kind of magic in the way you carry yourself, a subtle but powerful message in how you live your truth. You've become someone that others look to, not because you pretend to have all the answers, but because you're not afraid to ask the real questions. You don't wear masks, you don't shrink, and you don't fake peace. You build it, brick by brick, in the middle of the chaos. Sometimes we think helping others always means stepping in, solving their problems, holding their pain like it's our own. But let me offer you this. Being the example is often the most sacred form of support. The way you rise, the way you continue, even when no one claps, even when no one sees the private battles, is what speaks loudest. The right people notice. The ones who are quietly searching for a way forward, they notice you. You are not here to carry the weight of everyone's healing. That was never the deal. You're here to walk your path with honesty, to trust your inner knowing, and in doing so, you naturally light the way for others. Like a lantern on a dark road, silent, unwavering, needed. And let's talk about gratitude, because it's not always loud either. True gratitude isn't just whispering thank you to the sky when things go well. It's waking up in the middle of a difficult season and saying, even this has value. It's holding the tension of the unknown and trusting that somehow it belongs. It's appreciating the quiet mornings, the small breakthroughs, the ordinary days that hold sacred meaning if you look closely enough. Gratitude is living truthfully. It's not always poetic. Sometimes it's messy. Sometimes it's a deep breath after a long cry. Sometimes it's choosing not to explain yourself again and still showing up with love in your heart. When you choose to keep going, even with the weight of uncertainty on your shoulders, that is gratitude. That is grace in motion, and that is what makes you different. So let me ask you, have you noticed how your life has quietly become a source of strength for others? Have you felt how your presence brings a certain calm, even when your own waters are still settling? You are not just surviving. You're teaching others what survival looks like when it's touched by truth. You're showing them that it's possible to live a life rooted in compassion without losing yourself. That you can be gentle without being small. That you can be grateful without pretending everything is perfect. There's a certain quiet authority in you now. You may not have asked for it, but it's there. It's in the way you've kept walking when no one offered to carry you. It's in the way you chose truth over approval and peace over pretending. That kind of strength doesn't go unnoticed. Even when people can't put it into words, they feel it. They feel you. You've probably noticed something strange happen too. How people seem to open up around you. How they lean in just a little closer, not even knowing why. It's because there's something about your energy that feels safe, real, unfiltered. They see in you a glimpse of the person they wish they could become. And maybe they're not ready yet, but knowing that you exist makes it more possible for them. That's what I mean when I say you're a role model. You don't have to try to be one. You already are. You've been through enough to know that not everyone wants to be saved, and not everyone wants to grow. But the ones who are ready, they'll gravitate toward you. Not because you're trying to teach them anything, but because you are the teaching. Your life is the lesson. Your existence is the example. Not polished, not perfect, but real, aligned, and brave enough to keep evolving. You've discovered something rare, that helping doesn't always look like fixing. Sometimes the best thing you can do for someone is to trust them to go through what they need to go through. It's not abandonment, it's respect. It's knowing that we each have to carry our own pain at some point, not because we're alone, but because the process itself is sacred. And the truth is, had someone taken away all your pain, you wouldn't have found the kind of strength you now stand on. If they had rescued you in those dark nights, you might never have known the light that came from within. So how could you rob someone else of that same discovery? That's the wisdom in your compassion. It doesn't coddle, it empowers. Now you move differently, with trust, with grounded grace. You're no longer trying to control everything. You've learned how to dance with the unknown, and that, too, is a kind of leadership the world desperately needs. Because let's be real, people are tired of being told what to do. What they're craving is someone who shows them what's possible, someone who embodies what it means to live with heart and not lose themselves in the process. That's you. And when I say you live in gratitude, I'm not talking about shallow affirmations or pretending to be thankful when you're really tired. I mean the kind of gratitude that's woven into your bones, the kind that looks at the mess and still finds meaning, that sees the delay, the heartbreak, the detour, and says, I trust this too. You've come to understand that gratitude isn't just about thanking the universe. It's about living in a way that says, I see the value in all of it. It's about showing up with your whole heart, even when you don't have all the answers. It's about walking into your day with integrity, even when no one is watching. That is sacred, that is rare, and that is why your presence has become a kind of quiet revolution. You're not just walking your path, you're redefining what the path looks like. You're reminding people that they don't have to betray themselves to be accepted. That truth, even when it costs you something, is always worth it. And most importantly, that life isn't just about achievement. It's about alignment. Living in tune with what feels right in your spirit, even if it makes no sense on paper. So keep going, my friend. Keep trusting. Keep living in a way that honors your intuition over ego, your compassion over performance, your authenticity over conformity. Because every time you choose your truth, you give someone else silent permission to choose theirs. And maybe that's your greatest gift. Not that you've helped so many people, but that you've shown them they could help themselves. That they were never broken, only buried. That healing doesn't always begin with a conversation. It often begins with a quiet moment of recognition. You're living proof that life doesn't have to be perfect to be powerful. That pain isn't the end, it's a passage. That strength isn't loud, it's enduring. And that being yourself, truly and unapologetically, is the most generous thing you could ever offer this world. So walk forward. Not because you owe anyone anything, but because this is your time. Your presence is no accident. You were meant to be seen. You were meant to inspire, not through force, but through truth. And the universe? It recognizes you. It always has. Thank you so much for taking this journey with me. If this message resonated, please like, share it with someone who might benefit, and subscribe to stay connected. Continue your awakening journey by choosing one of the videos on your screen that resonates with you the most. See you there.